Welcome back to the show. My next guest is a friend of mine from New York City. He's making his first appearance on this television program. He began reporting the weather on NBC's Today Show about a year ago, and he joined that program after having performed the same duties for 12 years at WRC-TV in Washington, D.C. Before that, he did it at North Hollywood High. Would you please welcome Willard Scott? It's Willard. Willard Scott, ladies and gentlemen. What a guy, Willard Scott. Have a seat, Willard.
I have one, thank you.
How are you?
This is a thrill, and you talked about New York at the beginning of the program.
Yeah.
And I know you miss New York because you lived there for quite a while.
Lived under you for a while.
And they kid about the smog out here in Los Angeles. I brought you some New York air, and I bottled this morning. Here, take a look.
Oh, boy. Like sleeping under a bus, yes? Whoa, Willard.
Having worked in New York only for 1 year, here's your wallet.
Oh, thank you very much.
Here's your watch.
Well, you know, these are things I thought I'd never see again. Well,
and for those of you at home who think this is a high-class program, this is my first appearance, right?
yes, sir.
Biggest moneymaker for all of NBC, right?
This show.
This show, right here, Johnny Carson's show. Okay, this is what they serve you for hors d'oeuvres back in the green room.
Oh.
Isn't that right?
Oh.
Delicious.
You know, Willard, in all the time I've been hosting this show as a substitute, you're the first person who's ever brought meat out here. But nonetheless, a distinction. How are things on the Today Show now that you got a wad of Spam in your mouth?
That same strewn that you had in the soap opera. Yeah.
How is Jane?
Terrific.
Ms. Pauly?
The loveliest lady in all of television. Really a beautiful lady.
And
isn't she? There's Jane in the audience there saying she's a lovely lady.
And Mr. Brokaw?
Tom is meeting frequently with his contract manager. And Tom is with his agent, his analyst, his psychiatrist, his doctor. The free clinic, Tom is doing beautifully.
Now, I guess you're out here to drop off some resumes, huh?
Every show's an audition, David. Don't forget it.
You know, I was stunned. Not stunned. I mean, it's not like world famine, folks. But I was interested in noting here that you've only been on the show a little over a year. Is that possible?
Seems longer.
No, I don't. I mean that as a compliment. You seem like an institution of the Today Show. Now, I understand that when you started, things were a little bit rocky.
Yeah. Well, I was the first guy that they'd ever hired over 40. And on the Today Show. And I mean, look at it this way. I'm bald-headed, I'm over 40, I have no talent, and I'm on Geritol, and I've been a hit. So, I mean, it's got everybody baffled in New York. They can't understand.
But what kind of reaction did you get when... Now, I know the people love you now, but what was it like when you first started?
In the beginning, it was wild. I got one of the first fan letters that I got on the program after I'd been on for 2 months. It was a postcard, and it simply read, "Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Gene. Good morning, Willard. Goodbye today. Good morning, America." That's it.
Oh, heavens, not a confidence builder.
Wasn't it? And I went on vacation. I came back. The card said, "Hope you enjoyed your vacation. We sure did." And wait, there's more. Okay, in the band. I got a write-up in the New York Daily News from one of the biggest fans that I've ever had in the newspaper business. He said that Willard Scott is the kind of person that if he gets on an airplane, you hope he won't sit next to you. Now, that was a nice guy.
But now you have overcome this sort of thing.
No, it's still rotten press. There's no audience. The ratings are down.
No, Willard, no. That's none of that's true. And we're going to take a look at some of the things that the folks send in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I brought a few little goodies on the plane with me this morning.
Okay.
First of all, I want to
we have to pause for a commercial message while Willard takes inventory. Are you going to take your...
Honey, when did you put this in the tank?
2 weeks ago, just before vacation.
We're just back and look, corroded metal tank parts. These 4-month colorless toilet cleaners have a corrosive chemical.
But I need a strong cleaner.
Use Automatic Vanish. It's strong, but it has no corrosive chemicals. See? The color says the strong detergents are fighting dirt and stains, even under the rim.
Automatic Vanish.
Tough on stains, no corrosive chemicals.
History of the World, Part 1, from the French Revolution The peasants may grow violent.
They are my people. I am their sovereign. I love them. Oh!
To the Spanish Inquisition.
The Inquisition.
What a show.
But the Inquisition's here and it's here to stay.
10 million years in the making. Mel Brooks' History of the World, Part 1. Rated R, starts Friday, June 12th.
This delicious cherry contains nothing artificial, just like Briar.
5.
Yeah, anything. Hi there, welcome back to the Tonight Show. Willard Scott is here. Every morning, when you see Willard do the weather, he has a memento that someone has sent in from around the country. What have you here, Willard?
Well, this is from the University of Arkansas, and you know they call... They call themselves the Razorbacks, and this is a hat that all the kids that go to school there wear this. Would you like to put this on, try it out?
Yeah, I bet the parents are mighty proud of their kids, too, aren't they?
There you go.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, who says these kids today don't know what they're doing, huh?
Can you imagine an RCA stockholder just tuning in as you put that hat on saying, oh, there goes the...
No, they'd like that. They'd say, now we got something.
All right, now, these were sent to us, and I don't really know quite what you do with these, Dave, but you can figure it out after the show.
I think these are doilies
Take
of
one of
some
these.
sort, or tea cozies, perhaps.
Say, hello, doily. Now, to show you what they think of you in New York at the network at the top, Fred Silverman spent the last 6 months knitting this for you. And if you'll help me hold this up,
Oh, sure.
I'll show you what this is. Because this is really quite nice. Are you ready for this?
Oh, this is lovely.
Is that lovely?
That's very nice, yeah.
Huh?
This was a woman, I don't mean to, a viewer knitted that, is that correct?
A lady in
That's a lot of
Stuart,
work.
Florida knitted this for us.
It's very nice.
And it's that sort of thing. We got a 40-pound Maui fish sent frozen from Guam one day.
Those are fun.
Yeah, we had fun. We sent it to the cafeteria, and they made salad out of it. And
Or on a hot day, just sit on it.
That's what they did for 3 weeks. And the whole company did the cha-cha-cha, the electric mambo.
Now, before you got into weather, weren't you a clown, Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, I was the original Ronald McDonald. I started, isn't that, you were just a baby. Before Chicken McNuggets, I was Ronald McDonald.
Now what were your responsibilities in those days?
I was Richard Nixon for 2 years. I was Bozo the Clown for 1.5 years. I did many different jobs in Washington. So,
but as Ronald McDonald, now back in those days it was like over 100 sold. I remember it was not a big
first
thing.
sign.
Yeah. And would you go out on public appearances and stuff?
Yeah, I went out and sat on the top and fished for fish sandwiches on the top of McDonald's unit with a fishing rod. And and then the greatest thing that I probably in my whole career, I started early and peaked and should have quit when I was ahead. But I worked at WRC in Washington with Jimmy Henson, who later on did the Muppets, of course.
Right.
We had a show called Sam and Fred, and Jimmy had these Muppets, and he had this little green frog named Kermit. And Kermit, I was sort of the Fran Allison of the group, and I fed Kermit Schindler's peanut butter. Kermit would open his little mouth, and I'd take a big wad of this local peanut butter and slap it in there, and Kermit would go, and then disappear. And that was a hot act, believe me. That was early television, you got to remember.
Kermit goes back a few years then, doesn't he?
Yeah, Kermit, about 53.
Yeah, I was under the impression he was a newer, but he's been around for quite a while.
Sam was the bald-headed puppet, and he was the star of the show. And Sam never...
Now, Willard, you mentioned something earlier that I find difficult to believe. You said you're bald, but you seem to have a healthy head of hair there.
Yes, well, show business, it's amazing.
We have to do something, but we'll...
Grab hold of the wheel of this new generation performance Chevrolet. Citation X11. 760-5038 in Glen Burnie.
Okay, we have to turn the power off here. Thank you very much, Tommy. For my money, I think we've had more fun than humans should be allowed to have. I want to thank the studio audience. You folks were marvelous, and I appreciate your participation. I would also like to thank my guests. First of all, Doc, thank you, sir, for your help. And Mr. Bert Convey, good luck in Flint and parts east or west.
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Terry Garr, nice to see you. Good luck with both movies, Honky Tonk Freeway and One from the Heart. Thank you for being here. Mr. Willard Scott, nice to see you. Always a pleasure. Tomorrow night, I will be back here again. My guests will be Hoyt Axton, Dr. Lyndon Smith, and from the San Diego Zoo, Joan Embry. You folks have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Look out, Baltimore. The British are coming, and they're going to leave you laughing through midnight. For a full hour of comedy at its best, join the Benny Hill Gang every Sunday night at 11:30 right here on Channel 11. This is Channel 11, WBAL-TV in Baltimore.
A lot of ice cream